Baddies USA episode 7 titled Family Matters. So the episode starts off with Tesehki versus Marsh. Literally they just got broken up from fighting, right? So Tesehki is looking for her chain and you see Sapphire grabbing the chain from somebody else. I'm guessing one of the security guards or somebody in production. And she's telling her, I got it. And Marsh comes in. I think Marsh was also looking for her chain too. So Marsh comes in and she's looking to see if the chain that Sapphire is holding is hers. And Tesehki totally thought that Marsh was trying to take her chain. So she was like, no, that's mine. Boom. She hits her. Now notice in the background, Biggie is also holding a chain in her hand. So I don't know if that was Marsh's chain. I don't know whose chain Biggie had. But yeah, here we go. They start fighting again. So Tesehki is, but Marsh is also swinging back and Tesehki kind of grabs Marsh by her hair and she swings her around that room like a rag doll. Literally swings her, drops her onto the floor. But, you know, in the middle of her doing that, she kind of like swung her a little bit too hard and she herself fell onto the floor. So at this point, Tesehki's on the bottom and Marsh is on top. Marsh actually has the upper hand here. It's crazy seeing Tesehki on the ground like that. She looks crazy, literally on her back with her legs like, like she just looks like a spider monkey. And Marsh is trying to kick her, you know, with her legs. She's trying to, I think like Marsh's first kick might have like hit Tesehki, but the second kick missed. And literally, like, when the girls start seeing Marsh kicking at Tesehki, they're like, no, don't do that. And you see Chrisean on the sideline to Rolly, like, like, she's telling Rolly, like, no, let Marsh kick her. Yeah, like, go ahead, Marsh, keep going. Don't get me wrong, Tesehki totally provoked that fight. Tesehki waited until Marsh sat down on the stage, and she went up to Marsh, and she just started swinging on her. So like I get it, like I do actually feel like Tesehki was wrong, because why are you provoking that fight with Marsh right there? I didn't feel like it needed to be a fight at all, but I do feel like Chrisean is just a hypocrite. Contradiction Chrisean, that should be her new name. Fauna is in the confessionals, literally like kind of thinking what everybody watching is thinking. She's like, I'm just confused, like, is Marsh on Baddies or what? She literally was holding the Baddies chain like, Baddie, yeah, what's up? Which is funny. And I agree with Fauna, but at the same time, why you say it in the confessionals, girl? Like, say that to her face. But I bet you she doesn't do that. So Chrisean is literally telling her sister, you're a hater. You just a hating big sister. Like, she's always kind of claimed that Tesehki was like low-key jealous of her and like a hater. Tesehki straight up told Chrisean, you're trash. She said, you're trash. What do I gotta hate on you for? Trash. And she said that a couple times too. And I was just looking at Chrisean like, oh, like, what are you gonna do? But she didn't do anything. She's just kind of like, yeah, whatever. Like, it is interesting that she doesn't step up to her sister, but at the same time, I get it because that's her sister. Like, she has a reason out of all people. She might be scared of Tesehki, but at the same time, it's her sister. Who the wants to fight their sister? Nobody. And Mariah Lynn is in the confessionals being the biggest hypocrite ever, because this girl said, now I don't get involved, but like, you just watched your friend fight your sister. And I said, girl, not Mariah, literally forgetting how she inserts herself in all of Tesehki's beefs. What are you talking about? You don't insert yourself. The very first time when Tesehki was fighting, who is the other girl, Chrisean's other friend, literally Mariah came in out of nowhere and snuck her. Like, what is she talking about? I guess since then she's learned her lesson and she doesn't really insert herself between Tesehki and Chrisean. And Tesehki at this point is all up in Chrisean's face. She's like, run it. And to me, Chrisean looks scary. And literally, Tesehki took her gum out and she threw it at Chrisean, and Chrisean did nothing. Straight up, Tesehki told her, I have no respect for you. Run it. I really think if Chrisean would have like put her hands on Tesehki, that Tesehki would have fought her. So anyways, everybody's just arguing and Tesehki just looks over and she sees Marsh, and here they go. Boom! She just starts hitting her, swinging on her. Tesehki got like a couple hits in. She's pulling Marsh by her hair again. And so like, I would say Tesehki got the upper hand there too. At the very end, when security came and broke them up, Marsh definitely had Tesehki's hair. She was like pulling her hair like this. But yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty evident that Tesehki is taking the W when it comes to Tesehki versus Marsh. But yeah, here we go. They split up and they're squared up once again. It's like, how many times we gotta do this? We've already seen each outcome Tesehki wins. I like how the fans online was trying to say that Marsh won. No. Tesehki won. But Marsh got hits in. She got a kick in too. Let's call a spade and not exaggerate things. So here they go. They're squared up again, right? And then Tesehki comes, she gets Marsh a couple times. And they're kind of just doing this, walking around the room, right? At one point, Marsh puts her hands down. And this is why I was so confused. I'm like, why are you putting your hands down, Marsh? Literally, Tesehki's in front of you, walking towards you. She put her hands down as if like the fight was over. And then boom, here comes Tesehki. Literally, boom, boom, boom. Like she got her. I was just like, what are you doing, Marsh? Marsh is swinging back though. She is swinging back, and Tesehki once again grabbed her by the head, pulled her down. I will say, to be fair, Tesehki's doing a lot of hair pulling, throwing this girl on the floor with hair pulling. Okay, so it is what it is. And Marsh, she is doing much better than she did back in like, what was that, Baddies East or whatever? Yeah, she's doing much better. She is actually getting hits in on Tesehki. And like Rolly said, she's holding her own. She's getting beat up, but I'll say she's getting licks in. That's what I'll say. And the whole time too, Chrisean is literally saying her mouth is bleeding, talking about Tesehki. Her mouth is bleeding and she's still trying to fight. And Marsh too, the whole time was trying to throw it in her face like, your mouth is bleeding. Yeah, I did that. I made you bleed. And when you see Tesehki and she's, you do see her mouth is just bloody. And I was like, damn. Did that happen from the kick or from one of Marsh's swings? That's crazy. But yeah, I still don't think Marsh took a W just because Tesehki's mouth is bleeding. But yeah, anyways. Here comes Tesehki now rounding on Chrisean. I'm about to destroy everything around you since that's what you try to do to me. You said the worst shit about me. And what's Chrisean's response? Here she goes. Flips 180. Literally. Chrisean is like, Tesehki, we're sisters. We're sisters. No. Like, I was like, 5 seconds ago, you literally just said she's bleeding out the mouth and she's still trying to fight. Like 10 seconds ago, you literally just said, nah, let Marsh get her. What are you talking about? This is the crazy flip-floppy of Chrisean that I don't like. And then, right, like, Tesehki literally even says in that scene, she's like, you were supposed to smack Marsh and you made me do it. And I was like, wait, what? What the fuck are you guys talking about? When they are just so confusing. They got too much going on and I cannot follow along. Chrisean is pleading with her sister at this point. Like, it looks like toxic love right now. Tesehki is literally yelling at her. No. Chrisean is, I love you. We're sisters. Tesehki. She's choking her. I'm like, what the? What kind of family dynamic is this? Like, y'all are crazy. Oh my gosh, and they are so aggressive with each other. Literally, Chrisean had her hand around Tesehki's neck. I love you. Oh my gosh. Like, girl, I shouldn't laugh, but this scene's just making me laugh because Chrisean looks like a 5-year-old kid. She literally looks like a 5-year-old kid that's like crying to their mommy right now. And they're literally grabbing their mommy's shirt like, mommy. Literally. That's what this scene is just reminding me of. I'm like, girl, she was gonna rip Tesehki's shirt at one point. She was grabbing it so hard. She's like, I love you. Like, oh my gosh. Literally, this is Chrisean in like a couple of seconds. I love you. You just want clout. I'm not scared of you. How do you flip-flop so much? Those are all completely different energies. Rolly in the confessionals said that this is the second time that Marsh attacked Tesehki, and I don't know if I'm blind, but when I watched that footage, Tesehki attacked Marsh. What the hell is she talking about? Marsh did not throw the first punch. Like, Rolly is just showing her bias so much this season, and I don't like it, because I used to always commend Rolly on being neutral, but she's definitely not neutral when it comes to the Malone sisters at all. Now Chrisean is in tears and she's breaking down crying. She's like, why would I want to fight my sister? She keeps trying to go up to this point. Tesehki is straight pushing her back, like, get away from me. You're faking. She feels like Chrisean is just faking doing all this. That's when Chrisean runs and jumps and why would I be faking? Nobody's faking. Like, I don't know. It's just me. I just didn't watch that scene and like, oh my God, I have so much compassion. Oh my God, I feel so sorry. To me, it was just like, girl, you are just contradicting yourself left and right, but okay. I can't. I'm really not on anybody's side, to be honest. So don't twist that the wrong way. This was weird to me. Chrisean's like, I'm not scared of you. And she keeps saying that, right? Which, you know, I've always said in the past, podcast, if you gotta keep saying you're not scared of somebody, it's because subconsciously you're trying to convince yourself that you're not. Because if you're not scared of someone, you don't feel the need to say it out loud. But anyways, right? Teseki's like, why do you keep saying that? Nobody's scared of me. Nobody in this room's scared of me. She's like, are y'all scared of me? And it shows everybody in the room, and Biggie's like, we just love her. I'm like, Cap. That's a damn lie. They know damn well that the majority of that room is scared of Tesehki. Let's keep it real. They're literally so scared of her that they won't even admit the truth right there. Marsh is sitting up at the bar and she's talking to Tavy, Nunu, and Summer. I just noticed like the girls that she was talking to, they're almost like the outcasts so far. Like Summer, Nunu, obviously she don't really got nobody, and Tavy, she's kind of falling out with Fauna a little bit. So it's funny that those are the ones that came and flocked to Marsh, right? And they're trying to talk to her, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere you see Tesehki try to throw something at Marsh. But yeah, security came and broke that up, and I'm just like, okay girl, like that's enough. Like this is what I don't understand. Why do y'all gotta keep going and going and going and going? That's how people end up on injury reserve and then can't fight for half of the season. Like it's over. Why are we still continuing this? Yeah, Summer's in her confessional saying, oh Tesehki, you just keep losing, that's why you want to fight her over and over and over, which we know the only reason that Summer is saying this is because she doesn't like Tesehki. Literally. Y'all think that Summer is like the most honest person in the world. Summer will straight up lie if she doesn't like you. Like, and that's what's happening. Chrisean and Tesehki are talking to each other. Both of them feel like they got disrespected by the other. This just like goes back so far. Obviously this is like pain and hurt from way back. So that's why for me, I can't even be like, oh yeah, this person's right, this person's right. I don't know. I haven't been with them all their life to know who's right and who's wrong, who's telling the truth, who's not telling the truth. Honestly, I feel like they need therapy. Yeah, trying to have this tumultuous relationship on Baddies, it's not working. And honestly, it's gonna push them to the point where they never speak again. And that is pretty sad since they're sisters. Chrisean doesn't like the fact that Tesehki keeps saying that she beat up Marsh, because Chrisean is like, what if I beat up your friends right now? Like, what if I just like go and beat up Anna right now? Where's Anna? What if I go? And Tesehki's point is like, Anna's not getting in the middle of us like Marsh is. Chrisean is like, yes she is. She's always online talking shit. She's always online co-signing you. And to be honest, I don't remember Anna actually like getting in the middle of Chrisean versus Tesehki like Summer has and like others have. But for sure, I know Anna has co-signed Tesehki because that's her friend. That's to be expected. I'm kind of inclined to believe Chrisean though, because we know Anna runs her mouth all the time. Literally, Chrisean is trying to call Anna out and she's like, where is she? Where is she? She ran because she's scary. I didn't run. I'm not scary. Like, they're like, she's right here. Anna's on the stage. She's like, yeah, what? I do. I talk a lot of shit. She kind of admits it, you know. But yeah, Anna doesn't get in the middle the way that Marsh does. Like, Anna is not by Tesehki's side yelling at Chrisean every time they get into an argument. She's not doing that. So, and Marsh is always right by Chrisean, always in the middle, always like trying to say something to Tesehki too. So I feel like that's different. Yeah, I don't feel like it's like the same thing, you know. And Biggie in the confessional is like, you want to know what I didn't like? I thought that was so weird that Chrisean said, what if I start fighting your friends right now? What if I start fighting Anna? What if I beat up Anna? You would think Biggie was going to say something like, girl, why are you trying to come for Anna? You think Biggie's going to defend Anna? But she was like, yeah, they knew not to say my name because they knew I don't get involved. I was like, exactly. You proved Anna's point. You never have her back. What the hell was that confessional? That was actually so funny. The scene cuts and we see who? The EP herself, Miss Natalie Nunn, and she has arrived to the chaos. So Natalie walks in and Chrisean is telling Natalie pretty much what happened. She's giving her a recap. She's like, yeah, Tesehki is weird. She walked into the club with me last night and then she wants to act like she has a problem with me, which I actually do agree with Chrisean on that. I said it in my last video too. I was like, it's just weird. The fans literally kind of instigated that because there was a video clip of Tesehki and Chrisean and Marsh walking into the club together and the fans were like, oh, this show is fake. They fell out and now they're buddy walking in together. And Tesehki commented like, oh, that doesn't mean nothing just because you walk next to somebody in a club. So I was like, Tesehki didn't have to say nothing at all. That is a weird comment to say. And of course, how is Chrisean supposed to take that? So I agree with Chrisean on that note. But yeah, Chrisean's telling Natalie like, yeah, and then she smacked Marsh. And like, how would she feel if I smacked one of her friends? And like, Tesehki's bleeding. Like she keeps saying that. She made sure to say that Tesehki's bleeding. She made sure to get that point in there. But yeah, it's just funny that like, she didn't say anything that she did. Everything is Tesehki's fault and Marsh is a victim and I didn't do nothing. It's like, Okay. When Chrisean was trying to tell the story, Natalie's like, wait, Marsh is here? She's so confused. She's like, why is Marsh here? What the hell? Which is pretty funny because literally, like, that was all of us when the show was filming. We were like, is Marsh? Like, what's going on? But yeah, anyways, Teseki's literally like throwing her bag at Chrisean and Chrisean threw it back. And Teseki's straight up like, you don't want to fight though? You don't want to fight though? Like, they just keep throwing it back and forth and it gets more serious. And Chrisean's like, bitch, and she throws it at her. Tesehki takes her shoe off and she's like, you better not, you better not. And then you see Chrisean like, you know, backing up. She's saying stuff under her breath. And Teseki's like, stop talking under your breath. You don't want to fight. Stop saying fighting words and stop doing all that if you don't want to fight. It's just like, fair point. Chrisean is literally calling her sister childish, and Tesehki literally hit her with, you're the childish one. You're walking around with no tooth. I was like, oh. I'm not gonna lie, that was kind of funny. But also, like, yeah, why, Chrisean? Like, you've literally gotten that tooth replaced how many times? Twice that I can remember. The dentist did a great job giving her like a realistic tooth, you know, to match her other tooth. And why does she keep taking it off? I thought like she took it off because of Blueface, but now he's not in her life anymore. So why doesn't she put her tooth back in? Like, I don't get it. Does she think this is her brand? Because really, you did not need to walk around with that missing tooth for this brand. People still will love you with 2 teeth. And you know what? I'm not just talking from purely cosmetics. Like, literally, it is healthier for you to have that front tooth in your mouth. I'm just saying. Oh, shit. I thought this was over, but no. Chrisean literally is reaching in her pocket. She starts throwing shit at Tesehki. Like, you keep throwing shit at me. Like, what the hell do you think this is, you know? Then things got too serious. Chrisean like threw a water bottle. It was like boom, like it was so loud too. And Tesehki threw her purse. And at that point it was like, okay, too much. In 1 second they were about to be grabbing people and throwing people at each other. Like, Chrisean like took a step back and Tesehki goes and grabs some water and she literally whoosh, gave her a shower. And Chrisean is just like, okay, like whatever, it is what it is. What would have really been funny is if Tesehki was like, here, take this holy water. That would have been funny. She was like, burn that demon out of you, girl. Like, so Chrisean goes off to the side, like little bar area. And now she's talking about some, you want to fight, Tesehki? Come on, let's fight over here where it's dry. Like, now she's acting like she's ready to fight Tesehki. Which y'all might look at that and y'all might feel like, see, she's not scary. But to me, I feel like this was just so calculated. Chrisean is like thinking in her head, she knows how this is going to look on TV and she doesn't want to look like a punk. I don't buy it. I don't know. I don't buy it. Tesehki was there in your face for how long? And you didn't say that until now. After all of this going back and forth and shaking and her fought Marsh 3 times and throwing water and bottles and all that, like, Tesehki's over it. She literally is like, you come over here. Like, I'm not walking over there. And, you know, Chrisean's like, see, she don't want to fight. She don't want to fight. It's like, you also don't want to fight her too. Let's not act like you were really about that life and you wanted to fight your sister. Because I really feel like if Tesehki did walk over there, Chrisean would have said something else. Like, she would have had something else to say, like, why are we doing this though? Like, why do we gotta do this though? You know, I really just feel like that was for the cameras. I don't think she was really trying to fight her sister. Gosh. So now finally Natalie's trying to progress with the rehearsal. So Natalie is saying like, yeah, I think like Anna should go first. And you see Anna, she's kind of like, wait, huh? Like, she doesn't look like she wants to go first. So Summer is like, okay, well, I don't think she wants to go first. Next, who wants to go first? I do. I'll go first. Like, and they just start going back and forth with each other. But yeah, I mean, Summer had a point. Like, if you don't want to go first, then why are we putting her first? Literally, her face was like, me? Why? Summer's in her confessionals talking about Anna can't sing. Girl, stop it. I know you don't like the girl, and that's your fucking like arch nemesis. But Anna can sing. Out of everybody in that cast, Anna actually has vocals. You know, I remember when she was in the auditions, I'm not scared of lions and tigers and bears. Like, I remember that. Yeah, she could sing. Oh my gosh. Summer's talking her shit from the floor. Anna's on the stage, you know. Summer's just like, you have that voice and you don't even use it. You just use it to suck D. Like, I get money. And Tesehki takes a water bottle. Boom. She throws it, misses. Summer says, ah, that's why you missed. Ah, boom. Oh my gosh. Anna got her with the mic. She took the mic in her hand and she busted Summer in the back of the head with the microphone. Like, oh my gosh, I died. The timing of it. Summer is talking about, you missed, boom. You can see Summer hold her head too. She was like, What? Look what y'all let her do. Just like, what? As if you didn't poke the bear. Like, you caused this, Summer. Nobody else caused this except you. You're the one that antagonized her. You started it. That was a pretty good aim from Anna. Okay, so Chrisean leaves and she finds Marsh like in the streets of New York City. Chrisean even says while she's talking to Marsh, she basically was trying to justify like, I didn't jump in at all because I don't even want to give Tesehki the right to say like, oh my gosh, they jumped me. Because, you know, she did claim to get jumped previously a couple seasons back. I said claim because there's no camera footage, okay? Like, it is what it is. She literally says like, no, you didn't get jumped. Your lip got busted fair and square. Once again, I'm telling you, see, with the busted lip thing, she's trying to throw that in her face so bad. She keeps saying that repeatedly. And at this point, she is making her exit from the show. She says she's had enough. It's too much negative energy. She doesn't want to do the tour with her and her sister falling out like that. And honestly, I feel like this actually is one of the most mature things that Chrisean did. She left when she realized that this environment was too toxic, which I'm like, I don't even know why you came in the first place, because ain't no true religious person is gonna come on a show like Baddies. I'm sorry. Finally, Chrisean does actually take a little bit of accountability, but it's in the confessionals. But I mean, I guess we gotta start somewhere, right? She actually admits to having a lack of self-control and not keeping her composure, which I was surprised that even she admitted that. I really think if she talks this way with Tesehki and like admits her wrong as well, then, you know, they could actually move on and resolve their Okay, so now Natalie's announcing to all the girls, like, we sold this place out, y'all. Tomorrow is about to be a big performance. Like, everybody's happy. Woo! Everybody is excited and kind of yelling and talking. And for some reason, Natalie just keeps focusing on Biggie. Like, I thought that was so weird. Twice she called out Biggie. She's like, okay, Biggie. Okay, so anyways, guys, like, you know, she's talking, like, multiple people are talking while she's talking. It's not just Biggie that does that. So why is she picking on Biggie right now? It was a little bit weird. Like, I don't know. It's just like Biggie's voice, it stood out more, you know, because her voice is so deep, I guess. But Natalie tells them that like New York is such a tough crowd. So like we really got to be on our shit. And you can tell like she's kind of nervous about this show. She's said multiple times that like we can't play here in New York. I'm like, damn. Is it really like that harsh in New York? That's crazy. But yeah, Natalie says we gotta be on our P's and Q's and we're gonna go to a boutique and we're gonna get makeup and hair done and everything. So we're gonna look good, hair good, makeup good. And Tikabella is like, yeah, P gotta smell good too. And here comes Biggie like, whose P stinks? Because you've been saying that all day. Like, whose P stinks? Tinkerbella literally was like, Biggie, if you feel like it's about you, then it's about you. Like, literally nobody was talking to you. Why are you coming at me right now? Like, now I agree with Tikabella. You're kind of setting yourself up right here, because you saying something about this is easily gonna make people think, oh, it must be true because you got offended. Literally what Tikabella said. Biggie's like, no, I just want to know whose pee stinks, because you've been saying it all day. Like, if you're gonna imply that somebody's pee stinks, then call it out. Who is it? She's like, Summer's been standing next to you all day. I guess she's talking about you, Summer. I was like, wow. Wait, I didn't expect that. Okay, so Natalie's like, the last thing, y'all, is that we're not gonna come drunk tomorrow or high. And I don't know why when she said drunk, I was like, Summer. I feel like Summer drinks a lot. Like, oh my gosh, she's always drinking. But also, I guess like Tommy Lee is known for drinking a lot too. Hi, probably all of them. I think all of them smoke. I don't even know how they can do that and still have endurance to be on stage jumping and running and singing, rapping, whatever, dancing. Like, it takes a lot of energy. And then you smoke is crazy. Oh, and Natalie's 100% right when she says, I promise you guys will perform better. For real, like, I think a lot of the girls, they drink because they're nervous. So they drink to like loosen up and get a little bit of confidence. But 100% fact, like, you look crazy when you're drunk and performing. It's not cute at all. Like, you think you're so cute and you're hitting it and you're like, yeah. But then when you watch it back, you're like, oh God, that was so embarrassing. What the hell am I doing? Like, it's actually so much better to just be a little nervous and go sober. So Natalie announces the order of the show and she pretty much breaks it into like two halves with the intermission. The first half, the girls are only performing one song. So those girls were Smiley, Big Gretch, Nunu, Big Lex, Summer, and Dolly. One song each. And then Fauna, Scotty, Tavy, and Sapphire, as well as the BGC girls, Janelle and Jayla, are gonna gonna be kind of there during the intermission. And then the second half is the girls that are gonna be performing multiple songs, which I was kind of like, low key means that like these are like the more important girls, right? So those girls were Anna, Cold Killer. Shout out to Cold Killer because she's new and she gets 2 songs. Anna, Cold Killer, Rolly, Tinkerbella, Mariah, Tesehki, Biggie, Tommy Lee, Chrisean, which I'm like, Chrisean left. Like, why are you even still including her? Maybe they didn't know Chrisean left at that point. But yeah, Chrisean. And then Suki had 3 songs. And then finally Natalie at the end. And then Natalie says they're also going to be doing a meet and greet, which I thought Cold Killer made me laugh because she was like, I do not care about no meet and greet. She said straight up, I love my fans, but I ain't trying to meet y'all. But low-key, it's like just anxiety because, you know, being on a show like Baddies, there's crazy fans out there. So you don't know who likes you, who doesn't like you, who's gonna hit you, who's gonna do something. So I get it. I completely understand. So the scene cuts and we see the girls, they're on the Baddies USA tour bus. Rolly is giving flowers to Tesehki for going through everything that she went through with Chrisean today and still like showing up. They're on their way to the boutique. Smiley as well. Which I forgot, like, Smiley's actually cool with both Tesehki and Chrisean. So she's kind of in the middle, right? But even Smiley was like telling Tesehki, I could tell that's not what you really wanted to do, you know? Tesehki doesn't even understand like why Marsh was even there. She's not even a part of the show. Summer out of nowhere goes, I like Marsh. Like Summer, she will never fail to insert herself. Like that's what Summer is known for. She's always inserting herself, especially with people that she doesn't like. It was kind of funny, I'm not gonna lie. It made me laugh. But Tesehki was just like, it doesn't matter if you like her. You know, you do like dumb bees anyways, whatever. Tinkerbella grabs all the girls. She's like, hold on, I want to say a prayer. And, you know, she pretty much says her prayer. And I'm just looking at all the girls. Anna Mac literally has a blunt in her hand. Half of the girls have liquor in their hands. I'm like, y'all play with God too much. So the girls arrive at the boutique and they're doing their shopping. I thought it was interesting that apparently Rolly paid for a lot of the girls' stuff, which I actually thought was very sweet of Rolly because there are a lot of girls that, you know, are newer and they don't got the same amount of money as some of the OGs. So yeah, I thought that was actually sweet of her. It's funny because Scotty was in the confessionals like, oh, I thought Natalie was gonna pay, but she was like, nope, y'all gotta use your own Zeus money. So Rolly handled that. But yeah, anyways, Biggie stayed behind to try to find like stuff in her size, and you see Tommy Lee walk in fashionably late. She was also missing like the whole rehearsal and like the whole day, so yeah, she's been a little MIA. So Biggie goes up to Tommy Lee and she's like, I've been wondering like what were you doing all day? And Tommy Lee immediately is like, working. Like from Tommy Lee's response, she seemed a little bit too hostile to me. Like Biggie was just asking her, where were you, girl? It's a normal question. It's just normal. You're a part of this show and you were gone all day. Biggie's telling her like there was rehearsals and Tommy Lee's like, I don't give a shit about none of that. Like, don't you remember what happened last night? Like between her and Tavy Baby, you know? Like, don't ask me. Obviously, I went through a lot last night. Which, I mean, to be fair, if Tesehki and other people can fight and still show up to the rehearsals, then Tommy Lee should as well. So yeah, Biggie is feeling the bad vibes from Tommy Lee. So you can see she changes the topic and she's like, you look great though. Like you can see she's trying to change the topic. And Tommy Lee is talking to the owner and she's like, a B got mad because I called her DMX. Like, girl, that's a compliment. Really, like, you look like a gargoyle, you know? And Biggie's like, oh my God, Tommy. It wasn't about the DMX thing. It was the fact that after she told you stop saying that, you kept saying it over and over and over and over and over. So she just felt like you were like little girling her. And I was like, okay, so it was about the DMX thing. What the fuck are you talking about? So anyways, Biggie pivots the conversation and she's like, okay, but like you did miss rehearsals and I know you're a vet, but like, are you gonna be able to kill it tomorrow? Like, okay, this to me a little weird. Like you already brought it up in the beginning and you saw the energy that she gave off. So bringing it up again, what do you expect? And then Biggie doubles down and she's like, we need to make sure that we're on time tomorrow so we can kill this. She emphasized the on time part because like, where have you been all day? I feel like somebody told Biggie to say this to Tommy. I don't know. It just feels so weird like for Biggie to just say this. And I'm kind of on Tommy Lee's side. Oh my gosh, I swear I didn't even know Tommy was gonna say that. Literally, Tommy Lee just says, oh, they told you to say that to me? They did you wrong. Literally, that was just my thoughts. I was like, it seems so forced, especially because she kept saying it over and over and over. And I do agree with Tommy here. Like, when you keep repeating it like that, it is making her look bad. Like, what are you trying to say about her? I do understand where she's coming from in this. And like I said, one time, that's it. You don't need to continue to say it over and over and over. So anyways, they keep going back and forth, and Tommy Lee snaps, and she's like, why the F would you ever need to make sure I'm on time? Like, let's be all the way for real. And Biggie's like, I'm just having a normal conversation with you. Like, that's it. It was just a normal conversation. Like, I could tell in that moment, like, Biggie totally regretted it. But at the same time, like, she could tell from the very first time she said it that Tommy Lee didn't like it. And that's your friend, right? So why do you keep saying that, knowing that's gonna upset her? And also, Tommy Lee has a point. She said she's literally with production. So if they don't have a problem with her being late or whatever, or not being there, then why do you? And like, the poor like store owners and the workers, they have nothing to do with this, but they're kind of catching strays, right? Because the whole time Biggie's like, why are you doing this in front of them? I don't know them. Why are you trying to embarrass me in front of them? And like, Tommy Lee's like, I don't give a F about them. And like, they keep pointing at them. I'm like, what? Why do you guys keep mentioning them? They're not in you guys' argument at all. It's so awkward. They're literally like, like, what the hell? Tommy Lee walks out the store. Biggie is chasing her like, Tommy, please, you're overthinking it. I'm not against you. And Tommy Lee's just like, shut the F up, girl. I totally don't think that Biggie is against her and all that. But I did think Biggie was trying to be a little funny with it. And you saw that it triggered her the first time. So the girls arrive back at the house. And I will say, I totally forgot to comment on Big Lux's confessional. I think her confessional with her 2 pigtails is actually so cute because it matches her little plushie doll. I actually think that is adorable. Low-key, I wanted to get her plushie doll too, but I was like, I don't really love like stuff for kids, like stuffed animals and shit, you know? And I'm like, what do I look like having another girl? Like, I would want a plushie of myself, you know? I'm not fanned out enough to, but I kind of wanted to get it. So they're all rounded up in the living room. Rolly pretty much is giving her speech. She has to let you know, like, I don't know where Natalie is. So like, I guess I'm like, you don't have to say that part because they already said that you're going to be one of the leaders this season. So embrace your role. Just be the leader and stop talking about Natalie isn't here. Where is Natalie? Where is Natalie? Where it's like making it seem like y'all can't do anything without Natalie. Rolly gives her props to Summer. She's like, you know, a little bit, like a little bit. I appreciate you. Like, I see you, girl, a little bit, you know, which I thought was kind of interesting because I was like, Summer, what did she do different? Like, you act like she did something different. Summer's been summering all this time. She didn't do nothing different. It's not like she showed maturity or growth or anything like that. So I don't know. That comment was weird. But then she also said to Nunu, I think you need to step it up more. Like, we know you can fight, girl, but like, we want to see your personality more. Basically, like, don't fade into the background because she is kind of fading into the background, and that's sad because I literally said, like, how many people get this many chances at something big like this? You need to like shine, girl. And I don't feel like she's taking advantage of this. She just needs to be more vocal, and Rolly's right. She needs to show her personality more, and that just might be hard because she probably just doesn't have a crazy loud huge personality. So competing with the likeness of Anna and Summer is damn near impossible, you know. I get it. And then actually Rolly gave kudos to DJ Sky High, which I appreciated because they always want to clown her and make her look bad. So finally they complimented her. Dolly is even like commending DJ Sky High, like, after you got slapped twice, like, you still pretty much kept it professional. And she's like saying she's proud of her, right? And DJ Sky High is like, yeah, that's just me. Like, I'm just trying to keep it professional. I'm not gonna attack back or anything like that. That's my way of defending myself. Rolly didn't like that answer. Rolly was like, all right, but like, you kind of look like a punk because you got that slapped out of you, so maybe you might want to start defending yourself, like, literally. And I'm like, no, Rolly, no, I don't agree with this. She's the DJ, let her be the DJ. If anything, you tell the girls, don't put your hands on the DJ. That's what you do. She doesn't need to be fighting. So Biggie comes entering into the house, and literally she shades Summer. She's like, this is my Summer spray when she gets too close, and she sprays it. And I'm like, Summer stays on a lot of these girls' tongues. Biggie tells everybody pretty much what happened back at the boutique with Tommy Lee, and how she didn't have no bad intentions, and how like she feels like I'm your friend, I should be able to tell you be on time, like, because we're friends, all right? Of course, Tommy Lee comes in like, hey, I'm like, uh-oh, is she drunk? Because things are gonna go left if she is. From my understanding, Tommy was taking it like, you can't say like that on camera because you're giving off a whole bunch of negative connotations about me. Like, people watching this can say, okay, she must be difficult to work with, she's not on time. Like yeah, I completely see that as well, right? And she's saying like, Biggie was saying I'm trying to embarrass her, but you're the one that brought up the conversation. How is that me trying to embarrass you? Like, valid point as well, you know? And Biggie's like, hold on, but you're not saying all the crazy shit that you said too. You told me you're not a star, you walked up, you told me shut the F up and all that. And I was like, valid point too. Like, you guys are both making some pretty valid points. To be honest, I know I might get hate about this, but I still kind of agree more so with Tommy, because I'm still on, you said it once and then you saw her reaction and you kept doing it. She did it 3 times. Biggie is just stuck like, you said I'm not a star after you said that I was a star for 3 years. Why would you say that to me? I'm like, what the heck? Who gives a f? Why is that the thing? Oh my gosh, it's like the things that these girls hang on to. So dumb. And then Biggie's whole thing is like, why did you talk to me like that in front of those girls? I don't know them. I don't know them. You were talking to me like that in front of them. I'm like, Biggie, you don't know them. You're probably never gonna see them again in your life. Why do you care? Oh my gosh, it's a good thing that it was in front of people that you don't know. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? I mean, it was recorded and all of America's gonna see it too, and the world. But how is that even a valid point? Better if she did that in front of people that you don't know than people that you do know. Biggie literally keeps telling her like, don't treat me how you treat everybody else. I treat you with respect. Like, please don't do that to me. And she breaks down and she starts crying. She's telling Tommy Lee like, you're just a piece of shit. Like, the way you treated me, you're a piece of shit. And Summer's in the background. That don't make Tommy a bad friend. Like, always having something to say. Biggie's like, shut the fuck up. I swear to God, I'll smack you. Like, she does not care at all. Like, no matter what the temperature is in the room, she's gonna have something to say. I do kind of agree though. Like, obviously Biggie is crying and her feelings are hurt and she's trying to resolve things with Tommy, but I do feel like Tommy is being pretty cold in this moment. And Tommy, she just can't get over the fact that Biggie said she was late. Tommy's just holding on to, you made me look bad, so right now I'm finna treat you cold, make you look bad. Like, literally, that's what it is. Biggie's like the whole time kind of stomping her foot, right? And Sapphire did something I did not like. I was like, what the girl, you usually are the most peaceful, neutral person there. Sapphire starts like mimicking Biggie and she starts hitting the ground like this. I was like, why are you doing that? What do you have against Biggie? That was weird to me. That was really weird to me. Biggie's telling her like, don't clown me. Don't do that, because when you were going through your shit, I never clowned you. And Sapphire's like, I'm not clowning you. I'm not clowning you. I'm not clowning you. She still is doing it. I was like, she's clowning you straight to your face, Biggie. Like, girl, I don't like this. I feel like Biggie should have checked Sapphire even more here. So all of the girls go outside and all of a sudden you see this black truck pull up and people started jumping out. Apparently it was Tommy's people. And apparently they came to pretty much have Tommy's back. You see mayhem and chaos. Everybody is yelling. Everybody is just confused. Who is that? You see Tommy in the truck riding off. And then of course, we get the previews for the next episode.